He was enormous. Barbra Streisand's autobiography reveals everything. On April 24, 1942, Barbra Joan Streisand was born in Brooklyn, New York. Her more well-known name is Barbra Streisand. Streisand combined her incredible singing voice, acting prowess, and unwavering determination to become a global phenomenon. She was raised in a working-class, impoverished area. She didn't have a father because Dad passed away when she was just 15 months old, therefore she developed independence and determination early on. Although Diana, her mother, was aware of her daughter's musical talent, she frequently advised her to find a more secure career. Despite this, Streisand was adamant about pursuing her passion for the arts. She began performing in local nightclubs and talent events when she was a youngster. Streisand's career truly got off in the early 1960s when she began doing shows in Greenwich Village nightclubs in New York City. The crowds were mesmerized by her emotive delivery and distinctive singing style. Her big break came when she appeared on The Ed Sullivan Show and The Tonight Show in 1962. The spectators were mesmerized by her distinct blend of emotional depth and vocal strength. This led to her major Broadway debut in I Can Get It For You Wholesale in 1962. She received critical acclaim for her performance as Miss Marmalstein and was nominated for a Tony Award, which was a remarkable feat for a 20-year-old rookie. Her music career began with the 1963 release of the Barbra Streisand album, which showcased her flawless phrasing, extensive vocal range, and dramatic flair. Album of the Year was one of the 2 Grammys it received. She was the youngest performer to get this honor at the time. With more than 35 studio albums and more than 150 million records sold worldwide, this was the beginning of a musical career that would make her one of the best-selling female performers of all time. Songs like People, The Way We Were, and Evergreen have become timeless classics that have a strong cultural influence because to her vocal style. In addition to being a fantastic vocalist, Streisand was a well-known actor who was renowned for giving characters a genuine and endearing life. Her debut film role was in Funny Girl, 1968, for which she received the Academy Award for Best Actress. She became one of the rare actors to receive an Oscar for a role in a debut motion picture as a result. With well-known parts in films like Hello, Dolly, 1969, and What's Up, Doc, she continued to dominate the big screen. The Way We Were, 1973, A Star Is Born, 1976, and more. Streisand became the first female writer, producer, director, and star of a major motion picture with Yentl, 1983. Many more women in the entertainment industry were motivated by this significant advancement. Outside of singing and acting, she has accomplished a lot of amazing things. Streisand has put a lot of effort into advancing social justice, defending women's rights, upholding democratic principles, and safeguarding the environment. She has supported numerous worthy causes with her wealth and notoriety. In order to provide funding to nonprofits that focus on issues like voter education, civil rights protection, and climate change education, she established the Streisand Foundation in 1986. Because she doesn't hesitate to discuss politics and social concerns, she has earned a reputation as a famous entertainer and a committed humanitarian. Over her career, Streisand has received nearly all of the major honors in the entertainment industry. These include the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the American Film Institute's Life Achievement Award, 5 Emmys, 10 Grammys, 2 Academy Awards, and a Tony Award. These honors not only demonstrate her talent but also her ability to evolve while adhering to her artistic vision. She is among the rare performers to have received an Oscar, a Tony Award, a Grammy, and an Emmy. This demonstrates her versatility and skill in a wide range of performances. The release of Barbra Streisand's album Guilty in 1980 marked yet another significant turning point in her illustrious career. It would later rank among her most well-known and enduring pieces. This effort was made even more memorable by the well-known collaboration with Bee Gees member Barry Gibb. Streisand's powerful and expressive voice complemented Gibb's distinctive composition and vocal harmonies flawlessly. The album featured both lively pop songs and opulent ballads, all of which were crafted with the sophisticated flair for which Gibb was renowned throughout the disco period. Both critics and fans gave it excellent reviews, and it contributed to Streisand's Grammy Award victory and rise to fame in the 1980s pop music industry. Guilty, the first single and a duet with Barry Gibb, was a huge hit. In the same year, it peaked at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100. It is still a radio favorite and a fan favorite because of the seductive tone, catchy chorus, and excellent vocal chemistry between Streisand and Gibb. Just for the record, a massive 4-disc collection published by Streisand in 1991 was a treasure trove for her most loyal admirers as well as a retrospective. It was a very introspective look back at her own creative development. In addition to her greatest songs, the compilation featured live performances, uncommon studio recordings, and a ton of brand new, never-before-heard music. Decades of her work were covered. The collection sounds almost like an audio autobiography because it was meticulously assembled. It provides visitors with a comprehensive and intimate insight of her artistic development. It featured candid snippets from her formative years, stirring renditions from her well-known performances, and alternate takes that demonstrated how painstakingly she crafted her songs. Simply for the Album was more than simply an album to a lot of fans. It was a masterpiece that would demonstrate to upcoming generations the breadth, complexity, and emotional integrity of Streisand's compositions. During her 8-year hiatus from acting, Streisand focused mostly on her directing, singing, and charitable endeavors. In 2004, she made a comeback to the big screen with the comedy hit Meet the Fockers. She portrayed a free-spirited, open-minded sex therapist and mother named Roz Fockerer in the film. Her equally tolerant husband was portrayed by Dustin Hoffman. Her performance was friendly, humorous, and had excellent comedic timing, which is why many people enjoyed it. She met a whole new audience of moviegoers as a result of the film's enormous box office success. Because her portrayal of Roz was so popular, Streisand reprised the role in the films Meet the Parents and Little Fockers, each time bringing her own distinct charm and wit to the role. In these roles, she displayed a lighter, more fun side of her acting, demonstrating that she could still surprise audiences despite decades of experience in the industry. When Streisand embarked on the Barbra Live tour in 2012, she once again demonstrated her strength and stardom. She was one of the greatest live performers ever, as evidenced by her string of well-known performances. Her performance at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, where she resides, was widely discussed. Streisand delivered a memorable 3-hour performance that included her greatest hits, intimate anecdotes, and heartfelt tributes, and the event was a triumphant homecoming home. The renowned director Woody Allen, the celebrated actor Michael Douglas, the fashion icon Donna Karan, and the well-known designer Ralph Lauren were among the celebrities that attended the show to watch her perform live. For the audience, the performance was more than just a concert. It was a cultural event and a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to witness a woman whose beauty, grace, and sheer vocal prowess had captivated audiences for almost half a century. Like her well-known art, Barbra Streisand's personal life has been fascinating and diverse. Her 2 marriages occurred at rather distinct points in her life. Her first spouse was Elliot Gould, a budding Hollywood star renowned for his quirky charm and unconventional cinematic presence. On September 13, 1963, they were married, at a time when Gould was gaining popularity on stage and in films and Streisand's career was beginning to take off. Their marriage was first hailed as a union of 2 driven and intelligent young entertainers who appeared to be well aware of the highs and lows of being in the entertainment industry. Despite their shared passions, their relationship began to suffer under the strain of their rapidly rising careers and constant public scrutiny. After nearly 6 years together, they split up on February 12, 1969. Many of their friends were surprised by this. On July 6, 1971, the divorce was finalized. Streisand lost a relationship that was significant to her in both her personal and professional lives. After they were married, their only child, Jason Gould, was born on December 29, 1966. Jason would ultimately follow in his parents' footsteps. Enters the entertainment industry as an actor and singer. He also played his mother's son in the 1991 film The Prince of Tides, which was a heartwarming blend of fictional drama and real-life family ties. Streisand fell in love once more after decades of fame as an artist. Actor James Brolin, who was renowned for his tough good looks, powerful character, and consistent performance in films and television series, was involved this time. On July 1, 1998, they were married in a private ceremony that received extensive international media coverage. This was due to Streisand's continued fame as well as the fact that the couple appeared to embody a mature and realistic form of love. Unlike her first marriage, this one took place when Streisand was already a household name. Her perspective on relationships and striking a balance between her personal and professional lives changed as a result. Despite not having any biological children together, they maintain a tight relationship with their vast extended family. Brolin is now dating 3 adult children from his prior marriages. He has a daughter from his second marriage and 2 children from his first, including Josh Brolin, an actor who is now well-known and respected. Being a stepmother has been a joy for Streisand, who has developed strong bonds with Brolin's kids. Additionally, she has been blissfully wed to her spouse for over 2 decades. Their connection has been described as hilarious, friendly, and supportive by many. It demonstrates how simple it is to establish enduring friendships later in life. Many facts of Barbra Streisand's years in the spotlight are included in her lengthy, intensely intimate memoir. She discusses her feelings toward actor Robert Redford, whom she both professionally and seemingly admired with amazed curiosity, in one remarkably candid and memorable passage. Streisand describes how she initially noticed him as more than simply the stereotypically American golden child of Hollywood folklore. Rather, she felt him as a presence, a force that seemed to transcend his dimensions and fill the room. She writes, "He was huge, in strong characters that practically pop off the page. He seemed larger than life, like a flame shining from him, and this was more than just a remark about his height or physique. The tanned color of his skin, the precise line of his jaw, and the unmistakable stability in his eyes, which could turn from humorous charm to stern focus in an instant, are all details she describes about the moment in a way that sounds like a movie." Prior to their actual meeting, Redford and Streisand had been acquaintances for many years. Like the rest of America, she had witnessed his ascent to prominence in films such as Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid and The Way We Were, in which they both starred together. She claims that the role initially made her anxious. Her words, "I'd heard all the stories, tales of Redford's quiet reserve, his refusal to get involved in Hollywood rumors, and his desire for privacy over fame. She was interested in how their personalities, his cautious reserve and her honesty and openness, would mesh." However, she recalls that initial encounter dispelled all of her preconceived notions about him. "It felt like I was standing in front of a living monument," she says. Streisand clarifies in her retelling of the event that Redford's massive aspect was intended to evoke a sense of presence rather than frighten people. She describes their early rehearsals for The Way We Were in great detail. "He would stand by her during a silent scene and murmur something, but everyone in the room would listen." She asserts, "He didn't even have to try, he just was." She humorously compares this to her own writing style in her book, which is analytical, quick-witted, and prone to dissecting a scene until she has extracted every nuance. According to her, Redford had an "you can let nothing speak" by using economy of motion. She claims that part of what made their on-screen relationship so powerful was the contrast between their methods, her emotion colliding with his composure, her fragility meeting his subdued might. Redford's charm extended beyond the set, according to Streisand. He didn't have to be the largest person in the room because he could blend in at social gatherings when he wasn't being videotaped. Everyone, however, leaned in and paid close attention when he spoke. "He is a guy of contradictions," she claims. "He is both smooth and rough, amiable and guarded, inherently charming and quite private." Over dinner one evening while they were shooting, he told her a straightforward, subtle anecdote about fishing in Utah. He presented it as a tale of perseverance, risk, and life. She ridicules the notion that someone could be that attractive, talented, and fascinating all at once in the book. By the chapter's end, it's evident that Streisand's remark that "he was massive" was intended as a metaphor for how some people occupy space in our minds, rather than as a literal statement. For her, Redford was one of the few individuals whose impact is difficult to describe. Even though they were never personally involved, the relationship they had via their job altered her career and her perception of what a true movie partnership could be, as evidenced by the way she closes the chapter with a sort of nostalgic respect. She says, "Robert was like a mountain," in one of her most sweet quotes. "Sturdy and sturdy, you'll always remember what it's like to stand beneath a rock's shadow."